guys, Jason here. Welcome to another episode of Driver's Paddock. Next to me is a Gen 1 BRZ modified for track use. And Yalom and his friend Brian actually run a YouTube channel called Track Use. They do all the work on this car themselves. So please take a look at their channel, subscribe, like, and follow along on their journey with this car. So, Yalom, can you tell me a little bit about what's been done to this car?
Yeah, sure. First of all, what's up, everyone? So I'm going to start at the front and then work my way back, right? The engine is completely stock internally. Other than that, we have an oil cooler, air filter, header, and a complete exhaust after that. For suspension, we have KW coilovers. And in the front, we have various engineering camber plates. And in the rear, we have tow arms and lower control arms from SPC. Wheels from Super Speed, tires 8009s. On the inside we have racing seats from NRG, they're pink, I don't know if you can see it from there, and harnesses from Takata, but we are actually going to be swapping the seats out. We're going a size smaller.
But the same seat, right?
Same seat.
Because I absolutely love
these.
these.
The color is going to be different.
The color is going to be different?
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay.
sad.
Okay.
Honestly, like whenever people see this, they're like, oh, you have the BRZ with the pink seats. So it's like such a unique thing.
It's so unique. I love them.
I love them too, but honestly, it's going to be like form follows function, right? So still going to have some color to it, but it's not going to be as special as this pink, basically.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, oh, we have a half cage in it too from Titan Motorsports and a rear seat delete kit.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The car looks like it has all the right mods. So I'm super excited to take it out on track. And at the end, Yalom and I are going to sit down. We're going to talk about all the things that we love about this car, some things that we don't like, and potentially some things that we can do to make it better. So let's head out on track.
Let's go.
All right, let's warm up to it. This is Yalom's track built BRZ. Like I said, check out his YouTube channel, Track Use. Here we go, out of DDT. Let's see what this car is all about. A little tail happy. Let's go ahead and let this STI by. Come on, Stu, go, 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 go. Oh, gotta fully turn off traction control. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's see how it feels through the kink. It's pretty tail happy, actually. Brakes are really bite, a lot of bite in the brakes. I'd like a little bit less initial bite. Traffic here, unfortunately. But it feels really good. The steering is definitely better than my Gen 2 BRZ. Absolutely better. so good. Feels really, really good. It doesn't oversteer a lot. Once you warm up the tires, the front end is so good. The steering is so good. The steering on Gen 1s is way better than steering on Gen 2s. I don't know why. All right, let's do one more push lap. Let's see what we can do. Let's give the TT a little bit of a gap. He's flying anyways. All right, guys. Let's see what we can do. 8009s, Gen 1 BRZ. Here we go. That's our good friend Giuliano, super fast driver. That's my good friend Giuliano there. Let's see if we can keep up with one of the fastest A6 drivers. It's just so fast. Oh, the Gen 1 BRZ. What a good car. Yalim, Brian, you guys have done an amazing job on this car. Oh, the steering is so much better in Gen 1s. I don't know why. There's just more feedback. And on that note, you've done an amazing job setting this thing up.
Yeah.
I had an absolute blast driving it. One thing is let's start with things I don't like. One thing, I think the rear springs are slightly undersprung.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be a little bit stiffer just in the rear.
Mm-hmm.
But the car front end is amazing. It is so good. Like the turn in is so good.
Yeah.
There's something about the Gen 1 BRZs, I think it has something to do with the knuckles that make the steering feel much better than the Gen 2 that I own. So I really enjoyed the steering in this. And the car does have a little bit of an oversteer tendency.
Yeah.
But it's very controllable,
And-
very predictable, and
yeah.
very usable.
That's
You can
kind of
use
what I
it.
wanted to have actually. We talked about this before this. Like I'm better at controlling oversteer than
It's a crazy Mustang there.
yeah. I'm better at controlling oversteer than I'm at controlling understeer, right?
Yeah,
So like when they asked me what kind of alignment you want, I was like a little more towards oversteer, not too much obviously,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was kind of my preference. Remember deciding on that. Yeah.
Do you know what the alignment is roughly?
Yeah, so 3.2 camber in the front, 2.5 in the rear, 0 toe all around.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice,
and
nice.
stock caster. I think it's 6 degrees, 5
Okay,
something.
okay.
Yeah,
If you want, you could toe in the rear slightly.
yeah,
It'll help you with those exits. Like
Yeah.
you can get on the power a little bit more aggressively, but you may lose some of that oversteer,
yeah.
right? On the exits, right? But yeah, the car
We
is
gotta
super
test it,
balanced, super
yeah.
natural. Like you can try it out, see
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
like that. The tires are actually pretty good. The 8009s, we
8009s
run them
are
on our
great.
endurance car. They can last
Yeah.
16 hours
Yeah.
pushing, but they are really, really good.
Yeah,
Brakes, I think they have a little bit too much initial bite.
they do.
Yeah, so the thing is when I'm heel towing, like I have to kind of like go like this and then really try
Yeah.
to heel toe as opposed to pushing down because
Yeah.
they have too much bite.
Yeah,
With a car like this, I would recommend a pad with really good modulation because you don't want to kill the speed,
yeah,
right? This is more of a momentum car. You want
Yeah.
to carry speed. And that's why it's a little bit harder for you to trail brake turn too because like you touch it, it's like
it's there.
and then
yeah.
and then there's no modulation, right? So
It's
maybe
like on and off.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe in turn 2 you can try. Think about it. The corner is like really wide.
Yeah,
The corner is banked, so you can actually go faster than you think. Just don't fly off the exit.
yeah.
So everybody, that clip is actually from a video on Yalim's channel, again, track use. And it comes from a day where I actually coached him at Mossport DDT for an entire day how to drive his Gen 1 BRZ faster. Now he's in Ontario Time Attack, absolutely crushing it. So amazing job, Yalim. And more about the Gen 1 BRZ and how much I love it. If you look at my own garage, you'll know that I have two Gen 2 BRZs. One is more of like a daily driver. The other two is already has a very aggressive differential, and it's getting more parts as soon as we figure out the oil starvation issue on the car. And if you want, I actually have a video on that. Check it out. I think we're getting close to a solution. But of course, we also have the 2 high horsepower rear-wheel drive M2 competition track car build, as well as the G87 time attack build. And so Why the Gen 1 BRZ? Why do I like it so much? Well, the reason why is it teaches you so much. Every single time I get back into a Gen 1 BRZ, I remember the struggles of just trying all the time to maximize the entry speeds, the mid-corner speeds, because the car is so slow in a straight line. It has that dreaded torque dip that I actually don't think is really that dreaded. That torque dip teaches me something. It teaches me that, hey, don't mess up the entry. Don't mess up the mid-corner because you're not going to get it back on the exit. Right. And so every time I get in, I feel like the steering is very communicative. I love shifting the 6-speed. I love that it's fairly lightweight. Again, front engine, rear wheel drive with the boxer. I think it's special. I think it's a lot of fun. It's not fun in the sense that it has 1,000 horsepower. It's gonna make you, really, really scared when you to get on the throttle. It's gonna kick you sideways with power oversteer. It's not that type of fun. But the fun is that it's really challenging you to see how much speed you can carry on entry and mid corner, and it's not gonna bite you. And anybody who's looking to track, I would highly recommend getting something like a BRZ. I think in Canada they're probably around $10,000 to $20,000 used. 20 for a really clean one, 10,000 for a pretty beat one. But I know people that have tracked them up to 100,000, 200,000 kilometers, and all you really need to do is stay on top of the maintenance, get an oil cooler, change the fluids often, put some tires on it, and you're off to the races, right? I can't think of a better learning tool. And so many people complain that it doesn't have the power, but really that's not what that car is about. Every time I get in, I remember and I take those things that I learned, those foundational things to driving, and I apply it to all the other cars that I drive. And if you can do that, if you can, sense with your hands, right, feel with your butt, feel with those internal sensors in your ears and your body that sense yaw and rotation and lean and carry speed, you can basically drive any car. And so that's why I love the Gen 1 BRZ. Again, highly recommend it. And a car like Yalam's that's pretty track prepped, right, with, tires and pads and fluids, the roll cage, the harnesses, the seats, the oil cooler, everything. It's amazing, right? And so you can just change the alignment to set up a little bit, maybe the springs to your own liking, right? And I love how much aftermarket support there is with the car, and I love the community built around BRZs that just love driving. And so, again, highly recommend it. Yalam, thank you for letting me drive your car, and everybody, will see you at the track. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.